welcome back. Today is Wednesday, November 1st. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is a huge NBA slate in front of us, 13-game slate. I have my three best bets in the NBA and my Bulls same game parlay as always. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe down below. It makes me know you like that content. Big slate. Before we jump into these plays, we got to recap yesterday's action. We ended up going 1-2 in best bets yesterday. Not a great day after going 2 straight days of positive. We're going 1-1 in player prop plays, and the same game parlay came up a leg shy from a clean sweep on that one. We had Jalen Brunson over 27.5 points, assists. Unfortunately, the Knicks kind of ran away with it in the second half with the Cavs. We're playing a lot of nobodies, and kind of wasn't a good game from then on out. Emmanuel quickly kind of took over there in the fourth when Brunson was in the game. So unfortunate for him. He only finished with 2 assists in that game. It was a good assist matchup, and he just wasn't getting the assist there. So unfortunate with that player prop. We won with Paul George over 24.5 points. Maybe a little bit more about him later on, but Paul George looked real good. Started off kind of slow. I think he started off 0-4, and from then on he just took over, made 6 threes. He was in a prime matchup from behind the arc, and I liked him there. The same game parlay, however, we had the points. We had the Wemby points and rebounds, unfortunately. And KD in a great matchup only finished with 2 rebounds in that game. Kind of surprised with the Spurs having a bigger man lineup. He wasn't really down there at all. He was more ready for the ongoing pace of play going the other way. The assists, if you did that, you hit. But unfortunately with rebounds, it didn't. I couldn't believe the Spurs won that game, I'll be honest with you. It was a blowout. And then the Knicks came back and won that. So that was a wild game to watch late. But that's enough about yesterday's plays. Today is a new day. I got 3 plays I love and then same game parlay as always. Let's jump into the first bet. For my first best bet in the NBA tonight, it's for the early game here coming up shortly. I have Cade Cunningham over 20.5 points coming in at minus 114 on FanDuel. Cade has gotten this over 2 of the last 4 games this season, averaging 21 points per game. He's playing a Portland team that ranks 5th in points allowed to the point guard spot here, so I like this spot for him against Portland. In 2 career games against Portland, he's averaged 25.5 points. However, they were a few years ago, so with this new, better team that he's on, maybe less points, but I love the 20.5. Cade at home last season, even though it was in 7 games, he was shooting way better at home than he was on the road. He got the over of 20 points, 72% of the time, averaging 23.9 points from home. So with the plus matchup with the point guard's giving a lot of points up to the Portland spot, with him having a good home record, and having a good record against Portland here in previous games, I like Cade getting the over here of 20.5 in this matchup. My second best bet in the NBA tonight, it's going to be in that Bulls game. It's a little bit of a higher number than I would love it, but that's because of the Kyrie Irving news with him being out. We're going with Luka Doncic over 53.5 points, rebounds, and assists coming in at minus 110 on DraftKings. Luka this season has gotten this over 3 of the last 3 games this season, averaging 60.3 points, rebounds, assists. We're riding the hot hand here. In the 1 game without Kyrie Irving this year, he had 59. In his most recent career games, he is 0 for 2 against Chicago. He had 1 game 2 years ago where he had 14 rebounds, 14 assists, and 22 points. And then he had a game last year out of 2 games. He only played 1 of them. He only played 13 minutes in that game, where he had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. So early on in a game with only 13 minutes, I think he left in the second quarter there, he was already at 22. So I like this here. Even with Alex Caruso guarding him or with the Bulls offering multiple defenders here, I don't see how the Bulls can figure out Luka when he gets into the paint. He's too versatile right now. We're going to ride the hot hand here. Chicago has allowed the 5th most assists and the 5th most rebounds to the point guard spot here. So I like this area for Luka here to get a nice triple-double here. If you would rather bet that, but I think Luka here does cover with the points here. Chicago ranks out of 30 teams, 17th in points allowed to the point guard spot. So Chicago doesn't do a great job defending the point guard position. So I like Luka Doncic here over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists on DraftKings. For my third best bet in the NBA tonight, I'm not sure if the lines are fully out there. I did get it here pretty quickly here while they were doing the lineups on DraftKings, and then they pulled it. But we're going back to him. Paul George here. I think they're lower on his numbers so far in this year. Paul George over 22.5 points against the Lakers tonight, minus 110 on DraftKings. By the time you're probably watching this, the number could be differently here, but the Clippers are still without James Harden coming in this matchup. He's not going to play till Monday, so it's going to be a Kawhi, Russ, and PG show. PG this season has gotten this over 3 of the last 4 games. Got us the over last night, averaging 27.3 points. He's having a great year shooting the ball so far, and I think this continues against the Lakers team. That's around middle of the pack at defending the point guard spot. I think they're 15th out of 30 to the small forward spot, 15th out of 30 in the NBA. So they're hovering right in the middle of all the defenses. He's gotten this over 3 of the last 5 games versus the LA Lakers, averaging 22.8 points. The last 2 games, however, he had 27 and 29 with Kawhi playing. So I like the spot for Paul George tonight, over 22.5 points. For my 4th best bet and for the Chicago Bulls versus Mavs parlay here, I'm using my DraftKings Mavs versus Bulls. It might be state specific, so if you're in Illinois, I'm using the boost here on this play. But if you're not, I know FanDuel has an offer, so you could use it there. But it's 3+ legs, not 3+ legs, for plus 285 odds. Let's look into it. We got Luka Doncic, 30+ points. As I said before, if I like his over points, rebounds, assists, you got to believe I like his over points here. Chicago ranks 17th out of 30 in points allowed to the point guard spot. He's gotten this over 3 of the last 3 games, averaging 39 points per game. No Kyrie again, so I think we're going to have Luka free reign from behind the arc, about 20 shots per game in this matchup. Then we're going for the second leg, sticking with Luka, 8+ assists. Chicago ranks 5th in assists allowed to the point guard spot. He's gotten this over 2 of the last 3 games this season, averaging 9.7 assists. I like this spot. They have a good amount of snipers on this Dallas Mavericks team, where if Luka does get trapped against the Bulls here, he has some beautiful options in the 3-point arc to knock him down for him. And then for the third leg, Mr. Consistent. He's gotten it over every single time. We've betted him 3 of the 4 ones. He's hitting us on 2 of these. DeMar, 20+ points. Dallas ranks 7th in points allowed to the small forward position. He's gotten this over 4 of the last 4 games for us. Let's make it 5 of the last 5, averaging 23.5 points. He's gotten this over 1 of the last 1 games versus the Mavs with a game of 38. I think this is going to be a great game, fun game to watch tonight. It's going to be Luka versus these Bulls team, and I think it's going to be a fun one overall to watch. I like these 3 legs for plus 285 odds with the 50% boost on DraftKings. Those are my 3 best bets in the NBA tonight. Let's look to bounce back and continue this positive streak on the week. As always, if you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe down below. Let me know if you're going to the play-in tournament or the NBA tournament, in-season tournament on Thursday. I will be there in Chicago. I can't wait to see the new court. We get to take on the Nets, and it's my birthday that day. So a little happy birthday to me ahead of time. But as always, I hope you guys keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.